What's up everyone? Welcome back to One Strange Adventure and welcome to the next video. In today's video, we're going to do a little bit of a campground review on the Monroe Toledo North KOA.
So the Monroe Toledo KOA has sites that are pull through, back in tent sites, cabin sites.
We're on a pull through, and that pull through is not the greatest, but it took us at least 5 attempts to be able to get it level because it is unlevel front to back and left to right. So
Yes.
that is tricky when you have an auto level system.
They do have some gravel on their sites, and then grass is growing up through it, so it is nice and sturdy, but it's not level at all from where it's had, like, I guess, runoff on it. They all have fire pits, they all have picnic tables, and they all have electric and water, but like I said, some of them you have to go to the dump station to dump because they're not all full hookup. Thank you.
So when you first pull into the campground, you're going to see mini golf is going to be on your right hand side, and you're going to pull straight up to the like general store, the KOA office, and that's a pretty nice little store. They have lots of stuff in there for camping, all except for leveling blocks, which would have been useful.
Yes.
S'mores, a little bit of groceries, kind of the typical camp store.
We personally like to buy magnets, and I didn't see any in there. I may look again before we leave just to make sure I didn't overlook them. But yeah, so they have a little bit of everything. That is also the location that you go for your check-in, and to move sites if you don't like the site that they give you. And
we were close.
We were almost close, almost ready to move sites last night, but it was late. So.
Site 47.
Yes. Site 47. If you're a smaller rig, it probably would have been fine. It is right at the entrance, so it was tricky to get in to that site, and then there's not a lot of space to move about because you have the entrance right there, and you don't want your truck hanging in the road of of where the cars are going by.
And the dumpsters right in front of your site, so at 9 a.m. The trash truck is going to come, and it's not a quiet trash truck.
But anyways, so that was Site 47. If you want to avoid it, just request not to have Site 47.
So as soon as you get past the camp store, you're going to see there's some cabins that are available to rent on site, and they're kind of scattered throughout the entire park.
They're really cute. They look like little log cabins on some of them. Other ones look like little sheds that were turned into tiny homes, I guess.
Yep.
And then they have some that have porch swings on them, and they're pretty nice.
Yep. And then once you get past that, there are some tent sites that you can use or rent. There are 2 ponds. There's actually one pond is for swimming, which is pretty cool looking.
Yep.
And everybody's out swimming today. It's like 70, 75 degrees. It's a nice cool day for us, and people are out here swimming.
Yes.
I guess they're from around here, which is way up north compared to us.
Yes, and so the swimming pond has roped off where the deep end is at, and instead of it just being a little area that you go to at the beach, it's actually the entire pond all the way around it has beach area for you to access the water, so that you're really spread out and able to self-distance.
Yeah, social distancing at its best. It looks like a little snack store that's closed right now because of COVID. There's also kid slides, like pool slides, that are closed because of COVID that they are hoping to open up pretty soon.
They did not like the hippo. There's also 2 playgrounds for the kids that are closed currently, but I think they're reevaluating everything on the 19th to see about reopening the outside activities. They do have cornhole.
They have cornhole, gaga pit,
horseshoes, ladder ball.
Yep. We've got a little bit of everything back there that you can.
And any of those things you can rent or check out the equipment to do it at the camp store, and then you just bring it back when you're done. So like for the putt-putt and stuff, you can get the balls and the clubs from the camp store.
Yep. After the slide, there's a fishing pond.
Oh, there is a fishing pond. Yep.
So
we didn't get to walk completely around the fishing pond because there was people out there fishing, and our dogs would have been a distraction to them. So we just walked a little bit of the ways and then turned around and came back. But at the fishing pond, you can also rent canoes and paddle boards and kayaks.
Yep.
Oh, and paddle boats.
And the little bicycle-looking things.
Yep, and then they have little bicycles that
the ones that you sit down in the cart and you're kind of pedaling in front of you, and there's a steering wheel to it. It's one step up from the Flintstones.
They have one-seaters all the way up to four-seaters. It looks pretty funny. The kids were not interested in renting them at all. They told us no, because they didn't want to be out and about with mom and dad, I think.
With the camera.
With the camera videotaping, and they're like, why don't you just rent it with the dogs?
So speaking of dogs, after the fishing pond is a dog park.
Yes, and the Doodles
Camp K9.
loved it. Doodles loved it.
Yeah.
Pixie went the whole perimeter of it and then laid down underneath my feet.
Pixie is our Chihuahua.
Yeah, but the Doodles loved playing soccer and football, so they had a good time.
They did.
They were yiping and whining, ready to go in it when we got there, but there was somebody else already there, so we waited our turn. Yep,
they brought their soccer ball and football, so they were good to go, and we got to tire them out, so hopefully they'll leave us alone a little bit more this afternoon.
Yeah, they'll be sleeping for like
after
2 hours.
being cooped in the car for 11 hours the previous day.
Yes. And then there is a ton of open land. Like I think you could have played a flag football game on one of the fields, and there's a soccer field and a baseball field. So if you play traveling sports and you need a place to practice while you're here, they have availability.
Yeah, and then we walked, and you run into more cabins.
Yep.
And then an open soccer field and a baseball field and a couple pavilions if you're doing like some type of an event, type of cookout, when those things are allowed again.
The events areas are all closed right now, but of course you can come out into the field, nobody's going to stop you, but they do have the activity areas closed.
So what are your overall impressions, thoughts on the campground?
I really like this campground. It's got tons of trees, so there's plenty of shade. Cool breeze coming by. The only downside is there is a road on 2 different sides of it, so it is a little noisy at times, and of course the trash truck was really noisy.
Yeah, I'll say I like this campground. The one downside I could see is there's a couple of areas where you're pretty tightly packed in there. So there's like 4 campers per open like rectangle. And so if you're in that space, it's probably a little more jam-packed. In fact, we don't have much space either.
Yeah.
But we're only here for a couple of nights, so it's not that bad. I will say, I think if you're coming here just to have some fun with the kids, get away for the weekend or something, like it's a perfect place to come. Okay, well, I hope you like this campground review. We haven't done very many of them, so but we definitely want to share the places that we like to stay with you all in case you're in this area. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, and that way you're notified next time One Strange Adventure releases new content. And until the next strange adventure,
keep making your own.
There we go.